We were outside earlier getting us beverages. Me and Nick decided this is what we're doing every Thursday.
Done.
If you want to shoot
now, so Thursday. The only problem with Thursdays is I typically work Thursday night.
Oh no, you don't.
So it would have to be, I can Thursday nights. I can usually have it wrapped up by about 9.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah. So and if y'all don't mind that, I don't
if
mind
you want to do that, we could shoot a pod. We could do a pod every Thursday, and whether or not it's a 3-hour like we're kind of rolling on right now.
Well, I mean, what I did with Scooby's, me and Scooby did 245, 250.
Oh, okay.
And I cut some stuff.
Yeah,
there was a little bit where we were both kind of talking shit, and I was like, you know what? We had been drinking. I don't know if he'll want that.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck about me.
Yeah.
But I cut a little bit. So I ended up I chopped them down to like 15-minute episodes.
Yeah.
I haven't put anything out yet because I was trying to stack some stuff. So I don't know if this has been a very interesting episode for me because, again, I don't get to – typically, I don't, I've already done the introduction and met people whenever we sit down. So there are times
we walked in and we're like, let's sit.
Yeah, well, and there's times where I feel like this is natural. Like, and this is one thing that I feel like has been lacking with the channel is the organic side of it. I feel like a lot of it has been forced.
Yeah.
This is the change that we're trying to bring into Shreveport and Joe.
And I mean,
good thing about, I hate to sound like a cocky asshole, but good thing about me doing this with you is I can bring the other comics and be like, hey, you don't have a choice. I need you to come in here and do this for at least 2 hours with me.
Yeah, now I can get like David and Mark, and I can get Glenn those are and all easy, them. I can get all of them in here because I'm connected with them.
Yes. So
now the new comics over the last couple of years, anybody that's new, I don't know them.
Or the lady that we have coming in doing a show in the next 3 months.
So,
like, that's going to be fire to have her give stories about touring with Louis and stuff like that. Like that's going to be very fucking interesting.
And so one thing we can do, like, obviously these touring comics, the lady, she gave me a price that was very well within our budget. And I was like, okay, so if she's like, I mean, usually I get paid for a podcast. That's something where don't take this serious. We'll take it out of my bank account and be like, hey, come do this podcast. We'll pay you for your time kind of thing.
Well, I mean, if we're doing something together, I have no problem with us doing it together. You know what I mean?
New podcast name, Don't Take This Serious.
Yeah, I mean, and I can change that. That's not a problem whatsoever. No. So, I mean, because none of this is set in stone.
Yeah, you're just chilling.
I'm trying to find my lane. I'm trying to find my avenue of approach here because I don't want to work a 9 to 5. I would love to buy the company that I work for now.
Yeah. Where are you working at again?
On the Go Delivery.
On the Go. So
go ahead.
Who's going to say the so better? So
you're probably me.
Okay, go.
So you say you want to buy the company?
Yeah. I've been trying to, but it's just that's a whole nother story for another day that I cannot say out loud.
100%. Okay. Well, but what we can talk about is like things that my skill base comes from learning about like acquisition, right? Understanding how you can acquire businesses, understanding how you can structure those terms, understanding how you can like negotiate with the people to make fair terms to where not only do you walk away good, but like the other person walks away good.
Yeah. So my understanding is nobody walks away happy and everybody's happy.
That's the misconception, right?
Well, it's got to be a little more than what I want to pay for it and a little less than what he wants to pay for it. So nobody's happy, but everybody's happy. That's the way I've always been.
It depends on how you structure it, right? Because you can work out percentage deals to where you can say like, hey, I want to acquire the company, but I'll still alleviate you 10% of the sales on top of what we buy the company for or whatever. I'll definitely love to talk to you about that because these are the things that like my passion is music, but my passion is also business. And that's what I was going to circle back to and say is like at any time I would love to sit here and just fucking rock with it on business stuff for like an hour and just go through some things and make it happen.
We whatever you want, we can set it up. This is a studio for podcasting.
Fucking right.
And if there's, hey, the sound needs to be adjusted. Here's the board. You know the sound. Let's do it. Saying, hey, we need to get a de-esser. All right, tell me what to order. I'll do it. I can't necessarily order $400 or $500 microphones tomorrow, but
these mics are great.
Yeah, they're pretty good. I have one or two podcasting microphones at the house that I could bring if you needed some more. If we wanted to have like a 4-seater or 5-seater.
Yeah, no, definitely.
So.
Because I've got the capacity.
Go ahead. Yeah, fuck it. We're at this point
we're at this point. We're buddies now.
I'm saucy, so like fucking do it, bro.
So Nick, when we're going up, he's like, so do you know this guy? I was like, bro, I've messaged him on Facebook just about this. I have no idea what he looks like. Didn't even.
Let's just say like Shreveport-esque things are always FUBAR as
Yeah, I don't know what foobar means, but
fucked up beyond all recognition.
okay,
It's
yes.
German, right?
But so he was like, what if we just get to this house, man? It's a piece of shit house, and it fucking stinks like shit. And like, he's like, and I was like, dude, don't worry about it. Fuck it. And he goes, I'm telling you, if it's a shit show, I'm going to be like, hey, I'm just dropping him off and I'm out. And I was like, that's cool, man. And I'll do a little 20 minutes. And I'm like, never do it.
And then we
again.
walk in and there's a table and the mics and the
then the
shit.
fucking house smelled terrific.
Yeah, the house. And you were like, excuse my dirty house.
And
I'm
it's like
"Get the
20
fuck
times
outta
cleaner than my
here."
house right now.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, fuck, don't ever come
Well,
to my home.
it kind of hurts my heart, man. You know what I mean?
I didn't know you, man. I thought
Shithole house. No, I'm kidding.
No, you didn't have the shithole house. That's what's perfect about it.
No, and
We just didn't know what we were walking into, and Chris was like, "Do you think you should bring your mic? Because we don't know what the fuck."
Yeah, we don't know.
mic
Well, and then
situation's
and I go,
gonna
no.
be."
He said he had spots for 4 people,
Yeah.
and he's like, all right, fuck it. So like we were like, what do we need to do? And he's like, what are we going to talk about? Like we're talking about it I was like, fuck it, I don't care. We're just going to roll with it, man.
well, I try to do my research. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That's why I did a little dive. You know, it'd been nice if y'all had done a little dive on me. You know what I mean?
Hey.
Well, that's what I actually.
All we know is he's Glenn's buddy.
I asked about that prior. So like literally like 30 minutes beforehand, I called Chris and I was like, "Hey, like what is cool? Can we talk about your sobriety?" And he was like, "Yeah, that's fine. We can do that." And I was like, "Okay, cool." I was like, "So what are the topic bases of this particular podcast? Like, have you looked it up yet?" And he's like, "No, I haven't. I probably should." And I was like, "Cool, find it, send it to me so we can listen to it a little
Completely
bit of
did not
something."
do that. Forgot about it as soon as you got off the
Yeah,
phone.
we didn't do that at all. But we're here and
Yeah.
it fucking worked.
And it's working great,
beautifully.
yeah.
Nick's all saw stuff. He's
Yeah.
like, yeah, this is a great
Yeah,
time.
fucking
I'm having a good time,
saucy and
man.
shit.
Well, look, I try to. I like to think that I'm, open-minded and cool
Yeah.
and whatever. And when it comes to like, all right, I'm gonna start a podcast because that's kind of like
Yeah.
the podcast idea for me started when I was hiking, and I tried to get my friends that I was hiking with to do it, and they had zero interest.
Really?
And then when Glenn was like, "Man, I'd love to do a podcast," he asked my wife. That was all I needed was somebody to be like, "Sure."
Yeah.
Yeah. And she was like, "Hey, bro, what are you doing?" I'm like, "All right, I got to insulate this. I got to put plastic up." I had this flooring.
Yeah.
And I was like, I got to put it up because if we're not going to use it anywhere else, I'll
Yeah.
put it up as a backdrop. It'll be the back of our wall. So like, if you look in our old videos, that's the only completed
Yeah,
wall,
yeah.
and everything else is plastic. And then
Is this plastic walls?
no, this is sheetrock.
Oh.
No, it was
I was
like
like, I don't know
plastic.
what
Like
shit is.
if you look up above it, you see the 3 mil plastic.
Oh, okay.
Just it was I'd take.
Well, you
or
kept saying
circle
plastic walls, and I'm like,
Plastic
when the fuck
walls?
did they start building buildings out of plastic?
Yeah, no, you'll see the
Oh, okay,
black
okay.
plastic, the vapor barrier.
I was legit so confused. I was like, this is fucking dope. I'm getting a plastic house. Fuck them 3
sheetrock.
little pigs.
Well, so
Sheetrock,
let me
baby.
ask you this though: with what y'all are saying, I guess the expectations
way beyond, yeah.
were beaten.
Yeah, like I would say the expectations were beaten by like 250%.
Yeah, see, like you can't really see the picture here, but this is what
Oh.
it used to look like. It
Yeah,
was just
Nick would have left
insulation.
me here, and I would have done a 20-minute set.
Not at all.
It was just insulation.
That looks like the sheds we used to hang out in high school and smoke weed.
Yeah, no, hey, that's what
That's what it was.
That's what it was.
That's what it
yeah.
was.
So
Look at you, dude. You've lost so much weight.
oh, I've gained. I'm just as fat as I was.
No,
Maybe you got a
okay.
bad angle on that camera
Maybe.
then.
You look good right now, bro.
So let's see. This is after. This was. Yeah, it's already been sheetrocked here. So let me go.
Yeah, dude, what are you talking about? You're so much slimmer than you are then?
Oh, well, maybe I just shaved my face. I appreciate. I'm not. Like,
You look good, man.
I physically
Yeah.
know I'm not, but it's. I appreciate that.
you look good.
Let's see. It's.
I've got to piss in the backyard.
Man, go for it. You can piss anywhere you want. They're gone now. So that was the only thing I didn't want you to worry about is looking through a window, my daughter looking at you,
And she's just
and
like,
being like, "Oh my God, Dad's is nowhere near that size."
before I started doing the comedy, me and Nick had kind of talked about, well, fuck it, let's do a podcast. Like, let's try to figure something out. And so he had a hot tub in his backyard. And at first we were going to do 2 dudes in a hot tub, just
Yeah.
me and him in a hot tub shooting the shit. But the only thing that's wrong with podcasts is, like, now you need a shtick. Like, so what's good about this one is people can follow your podcast, and if I'm not trying to take over your shit, obviously, but if we can get the
Take
local
over.
comics and shit, they can be like, oh shit, Evan Cooper, I love his comedy. Let's see what he's talking about. And so we can have that kind of go into that, but you need a shtick mainly. So
Yeah.
for a while, or one thing, I was too fucking hammered to make it make sense, but
We can come back to it.
so our podcast
Try something
idea-
new.
Try something new. First episode we filmed, we go to the grocery store. He's filming me walking through the grocery store, getting ingredients for sushi. We're going to try to make sushi. Yep. He has a friend that knows how to make sushi, like legit, and so we send them into it, and they see what we did, and
they
review us. This is what you fucked up. This is how you fix that. And then we do like a 20-minute podcast afterward, talking about like, okay, so with the person, like, okay, so this part right here, and like, okay, this is where you fucked up on this kind of thing. So
we could do the same thing with the wine, like try something new, and we're gonna get him to try some new wine.
Yeah.
Well, one thing that'll be fun about that is if you get me to try something new, you're gonna see me like go sushi. Oh,
you don't like sushi?
Well, so I have really, really weird sensitive teeth.
Yeah. Thought you were about to pull out your
No,
teeth.
it's my wife must be talking to me because it's saying I'm having performance issues. So no, I need the new system. I needed the only thing I'm missing is I'm ordering some more RAM for it.
Nice.
Should be in next week. But yeah, no, I've got really weird sensitive teeth.
Yeah.
And with that, like when I get certain textures, but like seaweed, like
soy paper. That's how you do it.
Well, no. So like a leaf gets between my teeth, and I go to bite into it. Something about it, it just makes me gag.
That's why we do soy paper.
Yeah. Well, yeah. And again, I'm game with trying something.
Yeah.
And I might spit it out. Bless you. Sorry.
Thank you.
I might spit it out.
Fuck you.
I might throw the fuck up.
Yeah.
I might enjoy it. I don't know.
We'll see.
Yeah,
we'll try if you're game, bro. We'll try a couple of different things.
Let's just do an episode called "Let's Fuck Up His Mouth Even More" and just get a bunch of shit he hates and be like, "Try it this way."
Oh, well, I was about to say. So when it comes to me and mouth, like I'm missing a bunch of teeth.
Yeah.
And like I've cut my own abscess out. I pulled a tooth out.
My wife
filed a tooth.
My
down.
wife works for a dentist.
Oh, I'm good now. Dr. Scruggs is my guy. He's pulled all the bad teeth out of my mouth. We've got I had my teeth cleaned. I have to pull those pictures up. And I was laughing so hard because we were talking about it, and she sat down. I was like, look, before I say this is
it's embarrassing.
We were doing the math on it, and I was literally 18 the last time I went to a dentist, and I was fucking 38, so it's been 20 years. And she was like, "Oh, trust me, we've seen it all," And she started cleaning my teeth, which she wasn't grossed out. She's literally
That's what
seen
she
it all.
does. Yeah.
But I was laughing so hard because I kept spitting out gravel, and my mouth, like the difference between before and after I got pictures, it was like, oh my god, how the fuck was I that gross?
So these nicotine pouches that I do, some of the nicotine gets out of the pouch, and it kind of builds up. I got this gap in between my teeth and bottom teeth, and one day I'm like, dude, something fucking hurts, and so like I was just digging at it with my tongue, and I was like, do I have a chipped tooth? Like, what's the deal? And I got some floss. I pulled out a chunk this fucking big from in between my teeth of just shit.
Oh my god.
And I thought I broke my tooth at first because it was that fucking hard.
Right.
It felt like a bone. And
it's calcium.
Yeah, it was fucking horrible.
Well, we were in New York City on vacation,
Yeah.
and we were having a great time. And I broke a tooth before we went up there.
Yeah.
And then when we got there, I was overcompensating. It didn't hurt.
Yeah.
It just was broken. And I was overcompensating on the other side of my mouth, and I broke another tooth, and now it hurts.
Nice.
Now it hurts bad because it's slicing the side of my tongue.
Oh.
Because it's right. The tooth itself doesn't hurt.
So you're constantly getting a sore on your tongue.
And then my tongue is starting to swell up, and I'm doing like this, and I
Fucking
can't talk,
right.
and I can't eat, I can't chew, I can't do nothing.
The autistic podcast.
So I got
Touch of the tooth.
I got mad. I was trying to eat fucking scrambled eggs, and I couldn't eat scrambled eggs with the roof of my mouth and my tongue because my tongue was swollen, and it kept sliding across that broken tooth. So I was like, you know what? Fuck this. In the diner in New York City, I looked up dentist, and I called. He was one of my customers.
Yeah.
And I said, look, this is what's going on. I need help. I'm in New York. I'll be home on Friday or a Thursday night. And they said, Friday morning, come and he'll take a look at it.
Yeah.
He won't pull it, but maybe he can file it down to make it more
so it's not as
comfortable.
miserable, yeah.
And as soon as she said file it down, my wife was like, what idea did you just get?
I'm going to fucking do it myself.
We went to Walgreens, and I bought a pack of files, and I went into the bathroom, and I hand filed my own tooth.
Jesus Christ.
We were going to a
But
place.
you get upset when a fork touches it.
I can't stand it. And I don't know, I can't say I've ever scraped a fork across my teeth, but when I hear it,
Oh, it's the worst.
But I filed a tooth down in the bathroom of my hotel room. We were going to a restaurant that night that was like $100 a steak.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, and her boss was paying for all of it.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, so I'm like, I'm not missing out on this shit.
Yeah, yeah.
So I went and filed that tooth
It's going to
down.
be smooth as butter anyway for
And,
that price.
Took care of it, and we had a great rest of the trip.
Fucking right.
But my wife is like, "You're a fucking psycho," because I pulled a tooth. I broke one.
She didn't know that when you put ice in your milk?
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. I didn't let her see that.
Call back.
But yeah, no, good job. But I was driving down. I used to deliver mail, and I was driving down to Pleasant Hill eating chicken nuggets from Wendy's, and I broke a tooth in half, and it fucking hurt.
We're just going to get you smoothies, man.
And
you got to chill.
I was talking to my wife, and I was like, "I got to pull it," and she was like, "Do not pull it." And I was like, "I've got to. It's dangling in there. It's just barely hanging on.
Yeah.
It's gonna come right out."
Yeah.
My teeth hurt right now.
It did not.
Worked at
I
it.
got half of it out
Oh.
and filled my mouth with blood. I was in so much pain. I was like, man, what do I do? I'm in Pleasant Hill. There's nothing open.
Yeah.
My wife is going to freak out when she hears this.
Oh, man. So
You're going to make her listen to it?
I'm like,
Yeah.
I'm digging around my truck looking for like, do I have any Advil? Do I have like some toilet paper or
Is there
something?
any cocaine around?
Is there
Fuck.
Ironically, I look in my ashtray and I'm like, oh yeah, somebody had given me 2 Percocets like 9 months before, and they got
Let's
tossed
go.
into my
That's how you
ashtray.
quit drinking. You just eat those.
Really? That's how you lose weight too. That and ecstasy. But I fucking it was where I kept my change, and it was like 2 half of Percocets, and the rest of it was like melted, into the change. And I ate those 2 halves, and I'm sucking anything blue off a change, and my mouth. Oh man, my mouth hurts. So, and the next morning, I ended up having to go and like to an oral surgeon and have the other half. He was like, "What the fuck happened?"
No, I don't know.
And I was like, "I pulled it." And he was like, "You did what?" And I was like, "Yeah, a pair of needle nose pliers in my truck." And he was like, "Bro." So
Keep feathering it, brother.
As a matter of fact, what's even more fucked up is I got home from getting that other half extracted, opened my door, and got stung in the face by yellow jackets.
Jesus Christ. I had a
bad
yellow
day.
jacket, or not a yellow jacket, it was just a bee at work. So everyone's like, save the bees, they're good people. And there's a fucking bee in my truck early in the morning at work. I'm trying to sort out clothes. Nah, I'm cool, whatever. I'm like trying to shoo him out. I'm like, fuck it, he's going to chill with me. So me and this bee are fucking kicking it, he's a good guy, he's got kids at home. And fucking all of a sudden this bee lands under my glasses. Well, the way my glasses sit, they're pretty close to my fucking eyes. And he lands under there and he fucking stings me right in the fucking face. And I swatted off my glasses. It's 3:30 in the morning. I can't fucking see my glasses where they land. And the bee's just fucking going after me, bro. And I'm like, just fucking screaming, losing my shit. Then I see that motherfucker, and I was like, you had a chance, you son of a bitch, and I stomped that motherfucker out.
Fuck that bee.
Kill the bees.
That's why you don't fuck with Chris Luger.
Yeah, you get stomped on.